everyone, it's HaruInKorea, and today I wanted to make a video about how Korean people react when they see my box braids. So a few videos ago I had straight hair, you know, I straightened my natural hair or whatever, and so now I have box braids because I'm getting ready to go back to Korea in like 5 days. Yeah, I'm going back in 5 days. So I decided to get box braids because, to be honest, I don't like doing my natural hair, and I love my natural hair with all of my heart. When my hair turns out looking just on point and I look good, like I'm like, ooh, yes, look at these curls. My curls are all luscious, and I love when my natural hair looks amazing. But to get to that point, I had to put in a lot of work that I don't have time for. I am not a morning person. Whenever I go to work, I'm waking up literally 10 minutes before I have to leave. So having box braids just makes things easier for me. So whenever I get ready to go back to Korea, and whenever I'm living in Korea, I just get box braids because it's easier for me. So I just wanted to make a video about how Koreans reacted when they saw my box braids and how my Korean students reacted when they saw my box braids. So the first time I was in Korea, I either had my hair straightened or I had it, you know, curly and natural. And so people would come up to me sometimes, my hair was curly and natural, and they would kind of, you know, sometimes ask to touch it or things like that, but it was nothing like dramatic. Like, I feel like now that I have box braids and I was in Korea for a whole year with box braids, it's a lot different than just having natural hair, for me at least. So I have Korean people coming up to me all the time, just, you know, touching my hair, and sometimes they don't even ask to touch it, but they're not pulling it or anything, they're just kind of touching it or whatever. And it does kind of annoy me a little bit when people touch my hair and they don't ask. Like, if you ask to touch my hair, I'm kind of one of those people who are like, okay, you're curious and you asked politely to touch my hair. Yes, you can touch my hair. If you just come up and touch it, I get kind of annoyed, but I'm also way too anxious to like make it obvious that I'm annoyed, so I'll still be friendly and have a conversation or whatever. But I definitely don't like when Korean people just come up and touch my hair without asking. And sometimes I have people who, I don't know, while they're asking to touch my hair without even getting my answer, they just, you know, start touching it anyway, and I'm like, okay, whatever. But I would say everybody who's either asked about my hair or touched my hair has been, you know, rather nice about it. And because I know like this much Korean, I really should know a lot more than that at this point. But because I know a little Korean, they usually try to start a conversation with me like, oh, how long did your hair take? Or how do you get your hair like that? Or is that real hair or fake hair? Which, to answer them, I'm always like, LOL, it's real hair. Because I'm not explaining to you that my hair is not real, okay? You don't need to know that. So I'm just gonna tell you that my hair is real, and they're like, wow, you have really long hair. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I bought this hair, so it's real hair to me. So yeah, so if they ask me that, I'm telling them it's real hair. They usually ask me how much it cost. They asked me where I got it done, which most of them kind of know because there's like a foreigner district in Korea, in Seoul. So like, that's where I go to get my hair done. And there's other places to go to, but that's just a really popular place. So they're like, oh, of course, yeah, I should have known you went there. So most people are just curious and they just want to know about your hair. Like, I've never had like anybody just be aggressive with my hair or like pull it or yank it, like, at least adult wise. Like, I've never had anybody do that. I've never had anybody just act like super disgusted with my hair or anything like that, or not want to sit with me because of my hair. So I'm really thankful that I haven't had that. Like, mostly everybody's just super, you know, intrigued by it because they've never seen that before. You know, everybody in Korea has the same type of hair, give or take, you know, some highlights or like dyed hair, but everybody has the same hair. And so to me, like, again, like I said, if they ask about my hair, it really does not bother me that much. If they're curious about it, want to ask me questions, or, you know, want to touch it, if they ask me. I've actually had worse experiences with my hair when I'm in America. So I live in like a small little town, and I'm one of the few Black people around here. So whenever I get my hair braided, like, I feel like the people out here are kind of crazy. So the other day I had some lady literally just grab my hair, and it was in a bun, and she yanked it and it hurt and it fell out of the bun, and she's like, oh, when did you get this done? So I knew her, it was a lady from work, but like, I still was like, why are you yanking my hair? And I texted one of my friends. I was like, I've never even had somebody in Korea yank my hair out of a bun. So I was like, it's definitely, I've had worse experiences with my hair in America than I've had in Korea. All right, so for the most part, I've had a positive experience in Korea having my hair in braids, unless you really don't like people touching your hair, which I totally, like, I get it. If you don't like people touching you or your hair, you might get a little uncomfortable. Like, I have a friend who just hates when people touch her hair, and so if Korean people ask to touch her hair, she'll just be like, no, you can't touch my hair. And that's that. Like, so you can tell them no, but just don't be surprised if they just come up and touch your hair anyway. Korean people, I feel like, are just touchy-feely people, like when it comes to just not having boundaries with like foreigners. So I don't know, if you really don't like people touching you or your hair, then it might be a problem for you, but for me it wasn't that big of a deal. Like, obviously a little annoying, but you know, whatever. So with adults in Korea, it's been fine. So with little kids, I taught 3-year-olds for like 5 hours a day in the morning, and then I taught older kids in the afternoon. So the older kids were, you know, usually they would ask to touch my hair, they'd ask me questions, they'd be curious about my hair, and that was that. The younger 3-year-olds, most of whom for like the first couple of months couldn't speak any English anyway, I loved those kids so much. But when it came to my hair, they made me so upset. So like, they thought it was a joke just to like pull my hair. Like, I had one girl, I'm not paying attention, like I'm like kneeling down trying to help another student, and this little girl just grabs like a strand of my hair and just pulls it with all, you know, 20 pounds of her weight. And it hurt so bad because I just got my braids done, and I started crying, and my Korean teacher went off on this little girl because it's not funny, it's not a joke. And then like, me and my Korean teacher were very dramatic. We did like a little demonstration at the front of the class, like, Brianna, teach your hair like this, and Brianna, teach her cry. And then I did like a crying face or whatever, and then most of the students were like, oh, okay, yeah, we get it now. So I had a couple of students who pulled my hair, but after we did that little acting thing where I was like, don't pull my hair, most of the students didn't pull my hair after that. I had a couple, and if they did, they got in trouble. But most of the kids really just liked my hair. So since they were 3 years old, it was kind of hard to teach them about hair. Especially, I'm trying to teach them in English. But like, I taught them, I was like, okay, I just put a picture on the board. I was like, okay, this is curly hair. And I just show like a Korean person with curly hair. I was like, this one is big curly hair. And then like, I'd show like a black person with like really, really like kinky hair, and they'd be like, wow, so pretty or whatever. And then like, I taught them about braids. So I'd be like, guys, what is this? They'd be like, braid. I was like, good job. And they're like, Brianna teacher, your hair's so long. I was like, yeah, my hair is super long. Who else has braids and long hair? Like, and so one or a couple of the girls would have like 2 pigtails or whatever. They'd be like, I have braids and long hair. I was like, good job. So, I mean, obviously you can't really teach such young kids extensively about, you know, natural hair, but I feel like for them being 3 years old and not knowing English, I did a pretty decent job. And so by the end of it, like, they weren't pulling my hair. And I feel like when they see somebody else with braids, like, they're gonna have a better understanding, and it's not gonna be like, wow, I've never seen that before, because they would have seen me, they would have known not to pull it, and things like that. So I feel like I did a good job teaching them about hair. So I think that's pretty much everything I have to say about having box braids in Korea. If you want me to make like a video about where I get my hair done when I go to Korea, I can do that. Just let me know in the comment section below. Obviously, I just got my braids done, so I'm gonna leave them in probably for like 2 months or something. But when I do finally go get my braids done in Korea, if you guys are interested in seeing where I go and things like that, I can make a vlog or something that just lets you know where I go to get my hair done. In Korea, it usually costs me around $180, you know, for braids. But the lady I go to, she says 140 to 200. So like, obviously if you're getting like a bob, it's like 140. If you're getting like a little longer, 160. The length I have right now, I don't know if you can see it that well, but it comes to like there. So I would pay 180 for that. And if I got it like super long, then it's gonna be $200. So to be honest, when I went to Korea, I was expecting to pay a lot more for box braids than that. So I think it's not that bad. You can definitely find cheaper, but like, every time I go to somebody else, it just doesn't turn out as nicely, because I've been to other people in Korea and they either braid way too tight or just, I don't like it. So the people I go to I really like. So if you'd like me to make a video about where I go to get my hair done in Korea, let me know in the comment section down below. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comment section down below. I feel like I mention this quite often, but I don't get that many comments. So if you have some questions that nobody else is gonna answer because you're commenting on super popular videos, well, I'm here. I have nothing else to do but answer your comments, and I love talking to people. So yeah, just ask me any questions if you have them. But if you like this video and like to see more videos, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Bye!